starting week 4 of my 8-week deadlift program. If you didn't watch the first video, check out week 1. We also discuss things like progressive overload and why we use it in strength training, and other things like RPE and what it means. These are essential to the program as they are super important at understanding why we may do certain lifts and what RPE stands for and how to apply it to your training. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Check out my website, absolutebeast.org, for all your program needs. And without further ado, let's get into the video. Now back to the deadlifts. The deadlifts during week 4, day 1, felt good. Mitch, Brody, and I built up to a heavy double for the day, roughly around about 9 to 9.5 RPE. Mitch achieved 210 kilos, Brody achieved 170 kilos, and failed his attempt at 180, and I achieved a lifetime PR of 201 kilos, which is a new PR for a double, the previous being 200 kilos for 2. This being the halfway point of the program marks good progression going into the second half of our program, which focuses more on the sticking point that I struggle with, the initial pull. The 2 sets of 8 at 7.5 RPE definitely got challenging this week. Now, even though Mitch has a much higher 1 rep max than I do, 226 kilos to my 210 kilos, my endurance at a higher weight is actually quite remarkable. We both decided to pull 155 for the 2 sets of 8. Brody, meanwhile, hitting 120 for his 2 sets of 8. Rack press. Build to a heavy 2. Then, 2 reps at 95 and 2 reps at 90% of the weight achieved. Mitch went first, knocking out 120 for a double, almost getting a double at 130. I hit 110 kilos for 2. Week 4, day 2, back squat. Back squat. 5 sets of 5 at an 8.5 RPE. During week 1, day 1 of the 8-week cycle video, I displayed the entirety of day 1. Day 2 has a focus on the upper lower body push. The main movement of the day is back squat. As described by the Australian strength coach Sebastian, coach to half 4, the back squat complements the deadlift and vice versa. So develop a strong deadlift and see an increase in your squat. Using that methodology, I've applied a higher volume form on my squat in this program, seeing massive gains. Week 4, day 2, was truly a massive day. Not only exposing Mitch's weakness, which was squats, as he only was able to achieve 130 kilos for the 5 sets of 5, and I was able to hit 150 kilos for my 5 sets of 5. This is the most impressive weight range for that reps I've ever performed, ever. Week 4, day 4, rack pulls. From a 2-inch deficit, 4 sets of 4 at an 8 RPE plus. Now, compared to week 1, week 4's rack pull was on a drastically lower height, making it far more difficult to get a good pull from the blocks, and applying much more stress on our bodies. The height still allowed both Mitch and I to push the weight when it came to the deadlifts themselves, but compared to my week 3 performance where I was able to achieve 185 kilos, week 4 I could only manage 180 kilos for the 4 sets of 4. Mitch the cheeky bastard put a 185 kilos on and once again dusted me under the rug. Now, why lifting straps? Is it because of the less chance of tearing your bicep? Does it give you better grip on the bar, allowing you to pull more weight? Or am I just a pussy? Mainly for the overhand grip position, as I much prefer gripping the bar evenly, and I'm super against doing anything that's not ambidextrous. But you can still hammer me in the comments, go wild. Bench press. One set of 2 at 9 to 9.5 RPE. Then 2 sets of 8 at a 7.5 rate of perceived exertion. Back in week 1, I established a 110 kilo bench press for a double. In my personal opinion, I believe that I pushed the weight a little bit too hard for week 1's weight. By week 3, I was really struggling with this style of bench press, only able to hit 112.5 kilos for the double. Fast forward to week 4, I was able to push out 115 kilos for a double. And that's where we're at, the halfway mark of this program. And here is the progression points from week 1 to week 4. Let's discuss the importance of water consumption and how it impacts our training, performance, and overall health. Water is the most essential liquid our body can consume, period. According to H.H. Mitchell, Journal of Biological Chemistry 158, our muscles contain 79% water. Why is this fact important? Because fat doesn't hold water. So the more muscular a person is, the more water they require to saturate their muscles. Water does some pretty amazing things to our bodies, from allowing cells to grow to lubricating joints, from allowing the brain to manufacture hormones and neurotransmitters to convert food components through digestion. It's highly evident that water provides the body with many vital functions to keep things rolling in the right direction. However, from a performance factor, water is essential for all athletes to perform at their maximum capabilities, and if an athlete is even 1 to 2% dehydrated, this can drastically reduce their performance output. But how can we roughly drink the right amount of water to support performance and at the same time avoid being dehydrated? Even though you may have heard the drink 8 glasses of water each day, this can be wildly inaccurate, as it doesn't consider things like age, height, body mass, exercise output, or calorie consumption. But let's just for a moment assume that having 8 glasses of water a day is enough. In this case, Mitch, who's both noticeably taller and heavier than I am, would still consume the exact same water intake that I would. This doesn't make any sense, as he is definitely noticeably taller, older, and larger than I am. But here's how you can be more accurate with your water intake. The equation: 1 ml of water to every calorie consumed. Now this excludes liquids consumed during training. So assuming that I consume around about 4,000 calories per day, I should be drinking around about 4 liters of water per day to complement those calories consumed. This makes a whole lot more sense, as water is not only required just for bodily functions, but also the digestion of food, the transfer of nutrients, and the fact that our bodies contain 79% water. The takeaway from this: figure out how many calories you roughly consume a day and match that amount of calories with mils per liter consumed of water. As I begin week 5, comment down below on what you guys are currently experiencing with the program, the good things, the bad things, any questions you may have. Either comment down below on this video or message me on Instagram at Tyler J Hamilton. And without further ado, I hope you guys stay a beast.